Corgan. Ms. Corgan, please. Please also state your affiliation.
Hello, my name is Susie Olson Corgan. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. Today, as I listened to the committee discuss the cases of myocarditis and pericarditis following COVID-19 vaccinations in adolescents and young adults, I was alarmed. As we all know and has been documented, adolescents and young adults have zero relative risk of dying from COVID-19 infection and very low risk of having severe adverse events. But as we have heard today and have seen from the vaccine adverse event reporting system, there have been several severe adverse events reported after receiving COVID-19 injections. As of June 11th, looking at myocarditis and pericarditis alone, there have been 197 reports in 30 to 39-year-olds, 392 reports in 19 to 29-year-olds, and 279 reports in 18 years and younger. Looking at the Harvard Pilgrim study, which states that less than 1% of adverse events were reported to VAERS, it is reasonable to assume that these numbers are much higher than are being reported. From the meeting here today, we heard that there have been more than 1,200 cases of myocarditis or pericarditis, mostly in people under 30. The numbers are growing quickly. This should ring the alarm for all of you. It certainly does for me. With information on myocarditis and pericarditis being just 2 of the SAEs being reported and no long-term safety data on these vaccines, how can you, the ACIP committee, whom are entrusted by the citizens of this country to provide the safest recommendations, continue to recommend any COVID-19 vaccines for adolescents or young adult populations? Furthermore, since we know that many of the deaths stated to be caused by COVID-19 infection in adolescents and young adults have underlying health conditions such as obesity and diabetes, why aren't we talking about how to live a healthy lifestyle? Simple guidance on eating a diversified whole foods diet, getting outside, and exercising regularly. How much could we reduce negative outcomes in the entire population with just these few simple recommendations? A report came out several months ago saying that 90% of COVID-19 deaths could have been prevented if the individual had adequate levels of vitamin D. Why is this not being discussed further? Why is a vaccine the only option being given when we do not yet know the long-term effects are going to be on our children? Why aren't you, our public health regulatory agency, looking at other options that carry zero risk for most individuals? I brought several concerns up to you many months ago prior to the emergency use authorization of any COVID-19 vaccines. I warned you that if this rush through of COVID vaccines continued, that supply of that vaccine would not be our primary issue, but that demand would be. We are seeing that now. Even with the many coercive tactics and incentives given, millions in lotteries, free beer, joints, donuts, scholarships, etc., hesitancy is still growing. The only way that you may begin to regain any confidence from the public is to completely stop administration of the COVID-19 vaccines in the adolescent and young adult populations until the safety studies have been done. Please take these comments into consideration. Thank you for your time.